Hi guys, I'm Lawrence. This is me and my sister's Porsche. It's a Porsche, it's not a Porsche. It's a Porsche. I've been told by a very close German friend that it is a Porsche 356. It's a 356B T6 Super 90 from 1962. I actually bought it a few years ago with my sister, managed to rope her in to JVing with me. Might have been one of the biggest mistakes she's ever made, we'll have to see. We bought it in 2019. It's been sat doing not a lot, luckily not rusting anymore, but yeah, it's been sat doing not a lot, and we're about to start restoring it, so it's going to be quite exciting. The car was originally bought and spec'd in Luxembourg, and then it was shipped over to America, where it actually spent most of its life. Unfortunately, it was on the east side of America in Maryland, which also has a nickname of Rainy Land. And as a result, you can see it's not fared too well. There's a little bit of surface rust, which I'm hoping with a little bit of teacup, it might come out. Others are less optimistic, but we'll see. Might require a bit more than teacup. Yeah, body is in need of some work. That is going to be done by someone else, not me. But the rest of the car, all of the mechanicals, I'm going to strip it, get the body blasted, send it off, and then I'm going to rebuild everything else. Let's go inside. So this is the interior of my 356B Super 90. Got a nice big wheel. It hasn't got a key. Even if it did have a key, the engine doesn't run, so I don't think having a key is my biggest worry. I found all sorts of things in this car. Door cards, they were full of old gas receipts, fuel receipts, all dated around 72, 70, the 70s and 72. And yet only the other day I found another one which I put in here. Here we go. And this has a date on it, the 10th of June 72. Thank you for shopping at Sears. So I think it's a 62 car. All of the receipts are from early 70s. I have a feeling that it was driven for about 10 years and then parked up and left in a really dry garage. I imagine it was a dry garage. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So most of you probably know how a car works. You've got your clutch, your brake and your throttle and your gear lever. But for any of you that are really interested in the dash of a 356, just speak you through some things. This is my first 356. I've never had one before, and I've never had one that works. So this is just off my own research. Some of this stuff might not be right, and if I've said anything wrong, I'm sure you'll correct me. First of all, this knob, this is the switch for my window wiper. So you pull it out to turn them on, and it's a variable switch, so it actually rotates. And I believe that the rotation is for the speed of the windscreen wipers. So that's the first switch. This one, cigarette lighter. That's pretty standard. That's been in cars for ages. Maybe not now, but that's quite common. This switch here is my light switch. I think it's my light switch, but again, this rotates, and maybe that's variable dimmer for the dash. Not sure. This one here is a hand throttle. Okay, correct me if I'm wrong, but from my research, I think this one's a hand throttle to kind of like choke the engine when you're warming it up. This switch here is for my fog lights. So this car had fog lights. My ignition key. And this is where stuff gets like really quite cool. I've got a handbrake, so yeah, you pull that out, I think, to turn it on, and then to turn it off, just rotate and push back in. Need a little bit of, need to see that maybe. This one's cool, so you see my clutch here. To the back of the clutch, I have a little push button. That is for my window wiper squirters, so you'd press that to squirt window wiper fluid. And then here, for anyone that's interested in stealing a Porsche 356, if you ever go, hot wire one with all these wires and then suddenly come to a choking stop, probably because you've run out of fuel, this is actually a fuel switch. So you can turn off the fuel supply from under the car. So yeah, if you're ever nicking one and it suddenly runs out of fuel, check this. Just don't nick mine, please. Yeah. Are you informed?
Yeah.
This is my horn. Might need some glue. And then these are just some heater controls. Again, I'm not entirely sure which way they will work, but that looks like it's increasing in redness, so I imagine that's for warmth. And then there's another heating control here to open up some heating valves. my glove box. This car's been it's around with a bit, so this is a non-standard 8-track radio player that's been unfortunately cut into the dash. That's going. I would have had a nice old clock here. At some point someone's nicked that, so I'm going to try and source a new one of those. But that will all be put back to normal. I have my indicator stalk, right, left, and then high beam, low beam. And here we have grab handle to shut the door, a window winder. These work quite nicely. And then this car has front quarter lights. This one doesn't work. It doesn't work yet. It will work. Oh, actually, this one works. You'd unscrew this here, and then press it in and rotate, and now you can open the window. I don't know if I know any more about, I do know some stuff. These chairs, some of the most comfy chairs I've ever sat in. They have like a spring back, and you get in and then bam, you're like kind of recline. They've got a load of different settings. I'll just get out and I'll be able to show you some of them. So one, if you for some reason want to take more than 2 people in the car, there's a little knob here. Lift this up, allows you to lean the seat forward, get some more people in. If you don't want to take any of your mates, they're probably not going to fit, let's be honest. You can use this as extra luggage space. Yeah, and in the back here you have rear quarter lights, similar to the front. These just open up like this. It's pretty cool, helps with airflow. Some of the stuff like this is what I really like about this car. I just think they're cool little touches that you don't get on modern cars. So the seat climbs like this. You can change the pitch of the back. But you should be able to, maybe not on this one at the moment, but you will be able to eventually. And again, you can slide them forward on the rails, just like any other car. Let me take you to the engine. I'll take you to the engine. This car is a Super 90, got 90 little ponies under here. It's amazing how you can fit them all in such small space, but the engineers at Porsche are very clever. So yeah, packing 90 ponies, and I can't show the engine because 5 minutes before showing you, my sister decided to shut the engine lid, and she has a way, and by that I mean she's really good at breaking things, and she may have broken my engine lid, our engine lid. She bought half the car with me. It's ours. So that's probably going to be my first thing I need to fix, getting into the engine. But it is cool under there. It's 4-cylinder, classic kind of Porsche flat engine. So the pistons orientated horizontally, sideways. I have four pistons. It's 1600 cc, so 1.6 litre in like modern terms. Probably going to stay that way. Some people bore them out to get more power, but why would I need any more? 20 horsepower is amazing. It's got drum brakes, so it probably won't stop anyway. Got twin carbs. They look quite cool. I'd show you, can't show you. In fact, the engine bay looks sick. But yeah, the engine bay looks pretty cool. But yeah, the engine is in the back, unlike most cars that's in the front. This is called iron oxide. It was an optional extra, I believe, in the 60s. You paid a bit more for this option. This isn't great news, really. But this is what's going to be fixed. Got a few holes, a little bit of acne, but it will be put back. It will be put right. It will be put right, and it's going to look lovely. Something that I think is cool. Slate grey was the original colour. If we come around here, you have a few kind of like ID plates, and this one is the paint number, and that paint number is actually slate grey. You can kind of see some of the overspray when it was painted by someone in their shed. It's all on the seals. It should be a glossier version of this grey. There's a few other things that I am going to change just because it's the way I like it. Bumpers are coming off, and to be honest, bumpers need a lot of work, and just not getting them done saved me some money, which is great. The wheels themselves are going to go gloss black, and then the brake drums silver, so we're going to have some nice kind of contrasting black, silver, grey bodywork. That's pretty much the only real changes that I'm going to make. I'll eventually get a roof rack for it, and it'll have some surfboards on it. Come see me in Newquay surfing. As we saw, the engine is actually at the back, where you would normally have your boot. So on this car, you have your luggage, your boot space in the front. This is your handle to lift it up. somehow, not entirely sure how, the nose of the boot bonnet, this is going to get confusing, has been absolutely mullered. Needs a bit of a nose job, but yeah, really don't know how that's happened, because this is actually in quite good shape, so not sure about that. This is your luggage space. This car actually has a GT, I've been told. Okay, I'm not a Porsche expert, I'm quite new to this. I've been told this car has a GT spec fuel tank, which is a larger capacity fuel tank, so that takes up even more space in my luggage compartment. It also has, which is quite rare, a Eberspacher petrol heater. So if you wanted to get the heating on faster, and instead of waiting for the car to warm up before you got hot air, you can actually turn on this petrol heater, which takes a fuel supply from your tank, and then in essence it's a controlled flamethrower. It sounds a bit ridiculous. I'll restore it, but it's probably not going back in the car. Yeah, that takes up a lot of the boot space. There should be a battery about here. You shouldn't be able to see the floor. That's not how it's supposed to be. But yeah, fair bit of work. The brake shoes, again, they're typically not there. They're normally actually in the brake drums. I think they're left for storage. If you're interested in cars, if you're interested in projects, want to learn a bit about cars, come along, join us on this ride. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be a good one.